Good evening, welcome to the February 22nd, 2023 ARPA Committee meeting. We do have a quorum of 5 voting members. We'll be able to move forward with any business tonight. I want to thank again to EBCAM and Zach for broadcasting this to us tonight. And welcome Town Administrator, Mr. Seelig. All right, first, just a couple of thoughts that I had during the past week. The first one being, we did talk a little bit, we got the list of the capital articles from the capital committee last week. As I thought about it more and more, it dawned on me that we really need to be done with our work prior to the town meeting, so when the capital committee goes to make their recommendations to the town during the town meeting, they know that $146,000 has been going to be funded by ARPA, and they don't have to pass that article, or submit that article, or move forward with it, whatever way you want to look at it. So, that being said, we need to try and be more aggressive in getting together and getting through these things. I know we have a plan tonight to go through 10 of the requests and vote on them, so we'll have those 10 done. But then we still have a number left. So what I have done is I asked Rebecca to post meetings for the next 5 weeks on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock. So, and then during at those meetings, I thought this is the email I asked if I had sent out earlier, but I sent it out. So first week we do, and this is subject to change according to availability, we do like the Council on Aging, the sidewalks and K's trucking. Next week, the Mitchell and Central School entrances, and the field repair or no longer turf install, and the school pickup truck on the 7th. The 14th would be repurpose, renovate the 2 Church Street courts, LED lighting on Church Street, Little League concession and storage repairs. And then on the 21st, Sachem and Bennett Lane trails, the town signs, and premium pay. And then the 5th week, the 28th of March, would be anything that falls out of that doesn't get done in those 4 weeks.
So does that cover the whole list between what's on today's 10 and what you just read covers everybody?
I believe it does. But
It's a good
subject to
plan.
review.
No, it's a good plan.
We'll adjust. But, the idea again is to keep our heads, nose to the grindstone and get this done prior to the town meeting. And I'm not saying that week, I'm saying a couple of weeks ahead of time, so capital committee has time to assess where they are.
And the Board of Selectmen.
The Board of Selectmen, are they important? All right,
John, will you just email us that plan that you just?
I will. I thought I did last night.
It's probably drafted.
John, was Nancy Hill on that? I might have missed the beginning.
Yep, she's the first one
First, okay.
next
Do you
week.
want me to contact her like,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
And I talked to Diane Phillips today. She has been talking with John Haynes, and they had a couple of questions, and I reached out to someone to try to get answers for. I think John was wanting to make sure before he gave too much information that there wouldn't be any requirements to be ADA accessible
Right.
or anything like that. So I did shoot an email off. So that's good that you had her towards the end of that.
Yep.
So once we get that information, then she can regroup with John.
Yep.
So,
Thank you. It's good that she reached out, and I know I had spoken to her before, and she said she was gonna get back to him or whatever.
Yeah.
and So she's moving forward, and
yeah, she was just looking for a little guidance, just because this isn't, in her normal course of business, so
and I think the
we'll
ADA
give her all
stuff,
the help we can.
the ADA stuff will increase the complexity of what they're trying to do. And
Yeah, I can't imagine that if it had to be that, you've seen that site, it's not.
I don't even think it would be possible.
No, I don't
honestly.
think it would be either, but,
Okay, anything else that anyone wants to bring up before we get started? or-
No, we already talked. I can't be here next week because of finance, and then the week after I'm traveling for work.
Okay.
here next week either, 28th.
Hopefully we'll be able to get a quorum without you two important guys.
So, John, just, it'll be every Tuesday, starting on the 28th?
Yes.
Okay. I need both my work calendar and my personal calendar, just want to make sure.
Okay, Dan sent out minutes for,
February 7th.
February 7th. Everyone have a chance to review them? Entertain a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second? Ken or
Ken, second.
Yeah,
Ken?
I saw the
Alright.
hands go up. I just picked
Alright.
one.
All in
It was a
favor?
quick hand.
Aye.
It was
Aye.
Aye.
an indecisive one.
All right, so is unanimous approval? Okay. And Nadia did minutes for last week. I guess she may still be coming, because she didn't say she wasn't going to come. All right, so. For tonight. Made up too many lists last night, now I can't keep them in. All right, the list we're going to try to get through tonight. Snow blowers, salt spreaders, does everybody have it? Yep. So I won't read it out loud, we'll just go in order. So, the snow blowers and salt spreaders for the school. Do we have a motion?
Can I just ask a question first, John?
Yep.
Are our votes either yes or no? How about with contingencies or with restrictions or priorities? Is it just yes, we recommend, or no, we don't?
Right,
Okay, so in other words, it's our decision, and basically we feel uncomfortable with the priority or whatever, it's a no. Right?
right.
Okay.
I mean, if you don't think, if somebody doesn't think that this is worth funding for $30, whatever the amount of money is, then we expect
Just
a no vote.
on that line, you're looking through everything that we've talked about, everybody we've talked to, everything has merit. I don't see one that doesn't. So, I guess the point or the thing that I'm running into is like, there's such a priority, if we say yes to everything, is something more important going to get left off because it's at the end of the line?
This is all of them here, right? Or you mean like a future one that could come in
Well,
later?
no, we have 27 altogether.
Well, we also saved 800,000 off the turf, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what the
There's plenty
total's
of
gonna
funding to
come
do.
out to, you know, I'm just,
Probably funding to do most of these, right?
Yeah, it will depend on what we can get approved under Plymouth County's money.
Okay.
And what can't, just because they have the larger bucket of money.
Okay.
yeah, I'm just curious, you know, how that works. I mean, you know, like, say, for instance, we already went through something, the doors for the schools. I think everybody feels that's a high priority. And then we haven't spoken to Nancy a second time, so what if we all think that the pavilion is a good thing to do, and yet it doesn't get funded because it's at the end of the line?
Well, just, I mean,
There's
the
also,
pavilion's not on the schedule to be talked about tonight. So you're worried about the funding running out of money before we get to it? But I think we have more money than what's asked for, especially after the $800,000.
it will depend on what we can get approved under the Plymouth County
Right.
funds.
Do you have
because
any idea what might get through and what might not?
it's hard because we haven't really started the application process, and some of them we're gonna be playing around with wording and things like that to try to get through. But the other thing I would say is that we're recommending them, but then the selectmen would
Right.
be the
Right.
actual approvers. So
Right.
if there wasn't enough money, they would decide what they thought was
Yeah.
the lowest.
And they're also gonna set the priorities, I would assume.
Right.
Right, so they, they would look at them in a whole and then see what they thought should fall off.
And forgive me if I'm wrong, but didn't they say that they're gonna send them off as a whole, not like one by one, or
To the selectmen?
to Plymouth County?
I think once the board makes the decisions, the whole batch will go.
Just send them off as a
We
whole,
just
yeah.
start,
Yeah, okay.
sending them in as quick as we can
Because
process them.
if we wait one at a time, it's gonna take forever. The reason is Plymouth County is very, very slow about giving us feedback and making decisions. I mean, even something as simple as the ambulance, which was very straightforward, or this, in that it easily met one of the categories. What was it, maybe 5 months, Melanie?
It was at least, yeah, it was a lot.
So, I mean, it's not that we lose out if we don't get them in sooner rather than later, but it will take a long time no matter what we do, and I'd rather just throw the whole batch in.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be my probably my recommendation to the selectmen. And also, if they say, we think that item X qualifies under this category, and they say no, that gives us feedback as to, well, we only have the town funds to look at. And, what are our priorities using the town's funds versus
Exactly.
the Plymouth County funds?
And again, I mean, that whole process with Plymouth County may blow the whole town meeting thing out of order, out of the water, if it takes that long or whatever. But if we're doing it, we're doing our part to get them done as quickly as possible, and we get them out there, then, we've done the best that we can. And again, going back, I think we took, last week or the week before, we talked about the fact that, I mean, all this money, $2.4 million, whatever it is money that can go into the town, that the town doesn't have to take out of its tax base or whatever to pay for these things that they're looking for. So everything that we can do is a good thing. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not, I think we all agree, there's not a bad thing on here that we would say, oh, we should never have that in our town, right? So they're all good things, and, we vote to we recommend to the selectmen this project, then it doesn't have to come out of the town coffers, and other things can probably be done with that money that would have been paid for. And I think if you look at the list of capital articles that are in there, and the number of things that are on both our list and that list, you can see there's a lot of things that the capital committee will not be having to spend money on if we approve it. I don't know if that answers your question. It's
Yeah, it was more, I think it was more my internal questioning, if I vote for something, is my vote either yes or no? Without prioritizing it more than anything else. But what you're saying is, at this point in time, it's just a matter of sending it on to the Board of Selectmen and dovetailing it with capital expenses in the town meeting, so
right.
Yeah.
And if,
it answers my question, John.
okay.
Thanks.
John, once you all have recommendations, there's nothing preventing you from then putting those in a certain order
Right.
of, this is
Funding,
our
yeah.
high, do this, if you don't do anything else, do this.
Be
and then
prioritized.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And giving that information to the selectmen, because it wouldn't surprise me that one or more of the board members is gonna ask that specific question to me or to you, saying, well, where did this fall on your list?
Right.
We just said yes or no, well, tell us, did you really, really think this was a good idea?
Well, that's a great idea, great suggestion. Did you get that one, Dan? So we get that one?
Well, that might make you feel better, Ken, right?
I feel great.
Yeah. Prioritize, right? So,
Life is good.
All right, so we're gonna start with the snow blowers. And again, Mr. Shea came and talked to us about how he needs them, and, one machine would do the work of 2 custodians, and et cetera, but it is request for just shy of $35,000 to buy 2 snow blowers and salt spreaders for the school to do their snow cleaning in the wintertime. Does anyone want to make a motion? Ken?
Make a motion to say yes on that,
Second?
recommend?
All right, made and seconded. And discussion? Anybody want to speak to it one way or the other?
No.
Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Unanimous among the 5 of us?
7 now.
7. That's right. Thank you. All right, next is replace the scoreboard at Strong's Field. That is $17,420. Scoreboard 60 years old. New one would have wireless handheld controls, bring it into the 19th or 20th century anyway. A motion?
Motion?
Glenn, motion. Anybody second?
Second?
GG? All in favor or discussion?
Yeah, I just think that one's a low priority. If we do prioritize anything, it doesn't really do anything for public safety. Limited population, is a nice thing to do, a low priority.
I agree.
I agree, Ken, especially, yeah, the one there technically works,
Right,
you know.
right.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. All right, next is roof replacement for the youth sports buildings. $16,800. 3 roofs for the Church Street Little League and Soccer, Belmont Soccer.
I'll make a motion.
Glenn moves to recommend.
Or to vote on it.
Second. Ken? Discussion? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're on a roll. Outdoor movie system. The Recreation Committee? Any motion?
Make a motion to vote on it.
Second? Let's make it easy for Dan if the same people.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right, so it was $12,900. They have a budget for outdoor events that this would enhance community engagement. Any discussion?
I think this is a great project and exactly what ARPA is designed for.
I agree, Dan.
Agree.
Any other? Good point. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Better speak up.
All right, off-site backup for the town and schools.
I'll make a motion to vote.
Second?
Oh, GG.
Switch it up.
$31,000. And this is kind of a common sense thing for the town and the schools to do. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the next one, high school baseball field and backstop.
I'll make a motion to vote.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Dan? Glenn and Zan? All right, so, open for discussion.
I would say that's another low priority.
It's a lot of money too.
I think on the priorities, I think once we approve them, have all the list of everything
Yeah.
approved,
Okay,
that'll be the time to
do
go
that.
back and do the
Mhm.
priorities.
Absolutely, yeah.
sure.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor?
I-
All right. And Leland Farms? Motion,
Motion to vote?
second,
Second?
and, all right, so this is, the $20,500 is part of the total cost, which is $48,500. And they do have $29,000 earmarked in the state budget for this project. Any other discussion?
I just, I see that as kind of following along the lines of what we did probably 30 years ago with Satcham Rock and buying Leyland Farms, taking something and utilizing it better. So I think it's a good investment.
I agree. All in favor?
I-
Unanimous? All right. Migration of accounting software. It's $55,000. And again, this is something to kind of bring forward the accounting system within the town.
Make a motion to vote?
Second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? I think Ryan did a good job when he came and presented this.
Yeah.
Melanie supported it.
I think Ryan has a good understanding of what's coming down the line, not just like what we need right now, but
Right.
how it's gonna play out in the future if we don't do something.
I think he's doing a
Yep.
great job.
This isn't also the budget software.
That's next.
No,
That's
separate.
next.
Okay. So then, yeah, we'll wait for next time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I have something to say to
I
that
had
as
a
well.
question on
Yeah.
that one,
No,
okay.
that's fine.
Is he gonna be mad when I skip it? Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Yes, all right. Oh, here's budget software. We'll bring, your motion,
Yeah, well, motion to vote, I guess, yeah.
second,
Second.
PG. Okay,
So,
so in his presentation, it bring uniformity and easy roll into the final budget format. It kind of homogenizes the whole budget process for all the different departments and the way they keep track of things.
well, we talked about at the time of exploring a budget module with the new accounting system.
Exactly,
So,
yeah, because wasn't it,
I'm not feeling the budget one myself, I'm not gonna vote for that personally.
because it was
The annual cost is
12,700 yeah,
Right,
12,700
These are high
a
annual
year.
costs.
Right, and if there,
If
To
there's
keep
a
it
way
going.
to
Yeah.
do it with the new
the other
migration.
software can, I agree with
Yeah.
that.
So I'm not, okay, so that's, I don't think it's needed personally, but
Okay,
I think we should hold off on that.
any other
This is
questions or
needed.
comments?
As Dan gets my updated spreadsheets every week, he might be like, I wish we
He's
had
like, "Oh, we
this budget
need this."
It's like,
software,
please approve.
but I can't.
We need something.
We'll get something, Dan, right, I agree.
Yeah, because you said it the other night when, oh, the numbers in here only go through November 30th, because I can't pull out another one because I'd have to redo every formula that's in the entire spreadsheet.
Right,
And that was like half a day
That's
of
not
my
ideal.
time.
yeah, no, I agree.
So it's still open that, so do we know what accounting software?
We're looking at one, and it's been a back and forth trying to get in touch, to get some trials set up with them. I talked to our auditors and I talked to some other town accountants about what else is out there, and they're pretty, they like the one we're looking at, cost-wise and what it can do, so.
We were able to find out if that has a budget module with it?
I haven't, we actually were supposed to talk to them last week, and then schedules got.
So maybe
It's
we
hard
could,
because I have one contact there, but she needs different people within it to set up, so.
maybe we could
logistically it hasn't been
postpone the
easy.
vote on this one
Yeah,
until later on. I mean, we still gotta vote on
Yeah.
other things, right? So I say, on this one, I recommend that we hold off until we get more information to see if the previous migration of the accounting software has a budget module. If it doesn't, and there's no other module available, then we can definitely approve that one, but I
So
think that's the last resort.
I agree.
in this one, is there a time commitment for the number of years that we would be committed to it?
I
Or
don't
is it
think
just for
so.
these commitments just for the,
No, I
Next
think
12
that's
months.
why the annual cost is probably so high. It's not a large implementation cost, and then
You sure there's no commitment? Because
Using
usually
it.
the vendors want a
it
couple of
could have
years.
been. I haven't talked to, it was probably September when I was
I'd be surprised if it wasn't at least a
Yes.
3-year commitment,
talking to
to
him.
get them
but,
into the town,
Yeah.
They don't want to just do a 1 year and then
Yeah,
drop the next year.
and say see you later, yeah.
so are you suggesting we make a movement, a
Motion
motion to
to-
table this?
Table, yeah.
Second.
Okay.
Gonna vote on that?
Yep. Any discussion on tabling it? We
Okay.
kinda just did that anyway, but
Makes sense.
all in favor of the motion to table?
All right.
All right.
Is that unanimous? Okay, and the final one is foul ball netting at Strong's Field. Any motion?
Yeah, I make a motion to vote, yeah.
Second?
Second?
G? All right, so,
Seems like a lot of money to me for netting, almost $70,000, but
Yeah.
I just out of touch with the cost of that stuff, but just seems like a lot of money to me. For some netting that you could put up to catch some foul balls, so
Yeah.
I'd say if we do vote, improve it would be a low priority as well. Would be my guess, or my take.
but it's about 20-something thousand cheaper than the high school one.
If that's any consolation.
Well, yeah, the high school's to move the backstop
Yeah, they
too, right?
removed the
Yeah,
backstop, put fencing and stuff, so,
yeah, move it back a bit.
right.
But again, with the costs are gonna be determined later on too,
Right.
if they've gone up or down too, and they're going through the process. Am I correct on that? Whether, no matter what it is,
Yeah.
anything we voted on has to go through the procurement process.
Right. And the high school one, there is a capital article for.
Right.
You don't quickly see one for Strong's Field.
No, most of it on the bottom, mostly from the school that have the
Yeah.
capital ones.
I felt like the argument made for the high school field was a little more compelling too,
Right.
that other towns, they're losing so many balls,
Right.
they don't wanna come and play there, this just,
I agree.
Right.
Right, any other discussion on the foul ball netting at Strong's Field? All right, all in favor of recommending? Opposed?
I do that for one anyway.
All right, so, we're not gonna recommend that.
The inclusive playground equipment and the mental health and social emotional funding are the only two that were previously voted, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So. All right, so, in review, we've approved the snow blowers and salt spreaders, the scoreboard at Strong's Field, the roof replacement for youth sports buildings, outdoor movie system, off-site backup for town and school data, the high school baseball field and backstop, Leland Farms feasibility. Migration of accounting software and budget software was migration of accounting software was approved. Budget software was tabled. And we voted to not recommend the foul ball netting at Strong's Field. Well, that feels good to get all those done.
Record time,
I was just gonna say, record time.
less than 30 minutes.
Well, that's just the voting. We talked about those enough, right? In the last few meetings.
What
voting's
did
the
you
easy
have
part.
on for 228?
For 228 next week, we would be talking with the submitters of the Council on Aging Pavilion, sidewalks on what street?
Union?
Union Street, K's Trucking.
So I'll reach out to,
So K's Trucking is gonna come down? I know, I wasn't here the last week, so I didn't know if they,
Melanie's gonna reach out to them and,
yeah, the real estate.
yeah.
Charlie, when was Nancy Hill out of work? Out of,
I mean, she's out, I mean, when's she coming back?
yeah,
She's coming back Monday.
okay, so
Well, that might be quick for her, right?
that's what I'm wondering.
28th is Tuesday. Well, since we,
Switch her with someone else?
yeah, why don't we, next week is all school. Well, we haven't done anything with the pickup truck. We'll move the pickup truck to next week. COA to the week after.
Do we need, John Shea?
Right.
Does he have open stuff for that?
Well, he'll be here almost every week.
I know, I feel like if we could give him a break on a week just to talk about.
Next 5 weeks, make yourself available. I'm sure John's flexible.
He has school committee next week.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's not gonna work.
so we don't wanna put him there then, right? Put him back at the 7th.
Well, we skip next week.
Hmm?
Oh, we skip next week then.
Well, we gotta get this stuff done.
No, I can't make it, so I'm being selfish.
Are we
Uh.
skipping next week, or are we gonna still have meet on next week?
We're still meeting next week. So, can't do that, can't do that. Well, we'll just do the 2 for next week.
Now,
How's
can
that
you get
sound?
in touch with, Howard? And I'll,
Howard and John Haynes.
yeah, I'll reach out to John Haynes.
I was gonna call him if you,
Oh, you wanna call John? Okay. Well, I'm just reaching out to Kays.
right. All right, any other questions, comments in the group?
Ken, did you make it down to, Sachem, Morocco a few weeks ago? So walk around with,
No, she hasn't reached out to me.
no?
Kind of waited. I've been down there a lot.
Yeah, I actually went down there for the first time a couple weeks ago,
Mm,
so.
So you saw the bridges that
I
she's
saw the
talking
bridges,
about.
a little dilapidated.
Yeah.
yeah.
Could use
Yep.
some help.
I mean, it's a nice walk, but it is,
It was, yeah.
there's some really muddy spots too.
Yeah, took the dog down there, and I was like, okay, I know what they're talking about now.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
dogs
it was
love
good to actually like see what,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what they're talking about. I didn't do the, Bennett Lane at all. I haven't been down there yet, but maybe I'll take a look this weekend.
So Diane and John talked, and I guess there's some concern of whether they need to go with ADA compliance.
Oh, yeah,
So,
That's kind of
yeah,
slowed
reached
things down.
out
yeah.
about that.
That will obviously definitely raise the price up quite a bit.
Probably take it out of
Yeah.
I think it-
doability.
Just walking down there, just, you know, walking over routes and stuff as you know,
Right,
like,
it's,
I don't know how you can make that.
you can't make that. I don't think it's possible.
No.
It's
that would-
possible, but it's
It's,
not with our budget.
you have to pave the entire way pretty much, yeah.
I don't know why they would make a walking trail, ADA mandatory, but I've never seen that. Other places we go hiking, you don't really see that, you know,
No.
so. I don't think it's probably gonna be a requirement or a law, but we'll see.
They're gonna work that out. Charlie, anything you wanna add for tonight?
I'm all good, thank you.
Okay. If no one has anything else, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Good job.